Hi, my name is Mish and I run Mish's Dishes Cooking School. I was born and grew up in Dublin. I came to Australia when I was 27 and met my current husband when I was 30. Then we went on to have two gorgeous girls, Dara and Jamie.
Now, I'll just go back a little bit. So what were you doing in Ireland before you came here?
In Ireland, I was working in wholesale and retail management in stores.
What was the inspiration? You didn't wake up one day after, backpacking and say, oh, I'm going to go into catering now. What sort of...
I'd always been interested in food, and when I got this opportunity to go to William Angliss through my friend, I travelled for the rest of the year and I really thought about it, and I thought that's actually something I'd really like to do. So I came back as a mature age student.
What did you do after you graduated at William Angliss? Did you go and work in different...
After I graduated, I went to work at various catering companies. I've mostly worked at catering companies.
When did you start Mish's Dishes, and what sort of inspired you, I want to do it myself now?
Okay, so I had qualified and I was working in various catering companies, and then I had the girls. So I went then to work at daycare centres to run their kitchens, which meant that I could work during the day and fit in with their school times and everything. And then finally I got to the point after doing that for 5 years that I felt ready to start my own business. And I felt also that I had a lot of experience in the previous 20 years, and I wanted to share that. I'd learned a lot of hints and tips and a lot of recipes, and that was kind of the impetus for me to start Mish's Dishes Cooking School.
And where do you have, well, I don't know at the time whether you started in your own kitchen or in a shop or something, but where are you now?
I'm home-based. I started in my home and I'm still working from my home. A large living area where I can conduct the classes. So
oh, very good. Very good. Yeah, and the best place is home, and I think people feel comfortable there as well.
My classes are very informal, and we have a lot of fun and people can ask questions.
Can we know the address, and have you got, the website name and all the contact things?
Yeah, sure. It's www.mishisdishes.com.au.
Should we give them the address and phone number as well?
Well, the phone number is 0405 477 004. And it's a home in Bentley, and you get the address when you book into a class.
Very good.
So you can book online. I run kids cooking classes, which are for primary age school kids during the school holidays. I was going to get into that
now. I was going to ask you about that.
And that's all online, and I've just done 2 classes this week. I just had 24 kids through, teaching them.
I don't know, do you have other specific age groups or levels? Like beginner and things like that, advanced?
I have the kids cooking classes are specifically for primary school age kids. But outside of that, on my website, I have advertised a lot of classes. And what I mostly get are private groups calling me to say, I've got 12 people or 14 people or 10 people. Can you do, for example, the Mexican class or the Moroccan class?
Oh, so you have
and then we set
styles?
at times a lot of different styles, or gluten-free or whatever they want.
And here it says you've got team building sessions. What's that mean? Confidence with cooking?
So no, what I do is I take teams from small business or from schools or childcare centres, and they send groups to me between 10 and 15 people. They pick a theme and I run a team building session for them where they get to cook their whole dinner. I give them food-related challenges, mystery kitchen items and things like that.
I was going to ask you about your second thing was baking. Well, you must get that from your mum, I guess. Maybe it's in the family. Well, so from what age did you sort of start helping with your mum and stuff?
Well, I started at a very young age, maybe 2, I'm not 100% sure, but I started very young when my mum brought us into the kitchen and taught us how to cook things. And most kids would be in the kitchen maybe eating their bananas or making these pancakes. My mum was in the kitchen telling us how to make sushi.
And do you help her with her business as well?
All the time. Whenever she's got a kids cooking class, I'm usually in the kitchen helping her. Well, I help with the packing up and the cleaning and the collecting, but most of the time I'm with the kids teaching them how to do the recipes.
Do you get pocket money for working at the
Yeah.
With the kids?
Well, usually it depends, because if I do something that's like quite an easy job, then my mum will pay me. But if it's like a really harder job, then she'll give me a little bit more. So I usually save the money that she gives me from helping her, and that's the money that I either spend or save.
And people always say to me, I don't know why you're doing it, because you can just get recipes online, and 100% there's billions of recipes online, but I can guarantee you most of them don't work.
Yeah,
because
I
I've
guarantee-
tried
yeah,
them
I
all
agree.
and
I
they
agree.
don't work. So I spend time tweaking them to make them right. So I know that by the time I'm teaching them in a class, that they're tried and tested, and I know that they work.
You're right. And, you know, sometimes you haven't got the ingredients and all that thing. They're too difficult or, yeah.
Yeah, I
I
try to
agree.
use ingredients that are fairly common and you can more or less get them all in your local supermarket. I try to make it as uncomplicated as possible.
Kids' parties, so they just rig you up and,
Yes,
and
I
do you
get-
go
I
to
do a
their
lot.
place?
Either they come to me or I go to their venue or to their home. Doesn't matter to me. I get a lot of kids' parties. They pick a theme, we discuss what they want to do, and depending on their age, the party goes for an hour and a half or 2 hours.
I was just going to ask you, just give you the funny quick questions. Just the one that I ask about people, is there an anecdote about your youth to tie it in with young people, you know, that was either funny or you learnt something or something like that? Or a message for the young people, either one?
I think if I'm going to give a message to young people, even as young as 5, I honestly, from my heart, believe cooking is a life skill. And if you have that, you can basically feed you, your friends, your family for the rest of your life. And if you travel, and if you do get into the food industry, everybody needs food. It doesn't matter what country you go, you're always going to find work. But aside from that, I think it's a terrific life skill. It's social. You can have healthy food and you can just enjoy times together with all your family and friends.
If I was a genie and I gave you a special wish, but it can't be money or more wishes, what would it be? Anything you like.
Oh, that's massive. What would it be? I think for me personally, because I'm so involved in the food industry, and as an aside, I'm also involved with an organisation that helps homeless people and we try and feed them. I think for me, I would like to eradicate the homelessness. It's really close to my heart. And even though we can feed them, it doesn't give them everything else. It doesn't give them the accommodation and security. So only my organisation can help to feed them. So yeah, I think I'd like to eradicate homelessness.